Hello, I'm Dr. Chaos. Welcome back to Assassin's Creed Syndicate. Last time we did the remainder of the train missions. Yeah. Not much more to say. It has been a little while since I played last. I will admit that. But yeah, so the strat and start getting stuff from Lambeth now, I guess. Well, yeah, you guys, it would have been either yesterday or the, across the weekend. One of the two. Or do I feel like a... Okay. Thank you for the chest. Really hope my siblings would shut up. And desperately hoping that you cannot hear them. And yeah, actually running around on a mass collection spree, if nothing else, it feels a lot simpler. Like, I do want to know what the rest of the Brotherhood, like the actual... I do want to know what the Brotherhood is thinking during all of this. Because if we remember, the twin just kind of went, yeah, F waiting around for the, Brotherhood decide when we can go. Let's just go and do it ourselves.
I'm so hungry too.
Hence,
I want you to eat me.
hence why they're, down in London anyway. I wonder
Some sort of scuffle over there.
if the entire reason we had... So, did they just go, you know what? Like, did the rest of the Brotherhood just kind of go, you know what? You're down there anyway. Just continue doing what you're doing. But the fact that they got the Master Assassin outfits after, you know, taking out Lucy Thorne and Two Penny, respectively, suggests the fact that the other members of the Brotherhood just went, yeah, you know what, stay there, and in fact, here's a promotion because you've kind of done well. Debatably well. I mean, we Jacob has kinda screwed with London many times. Like, I mean, first he ruined the medicine, then he ruined the well, the medicine was very good in the first place, but yeah. Then he screwed with the then he screwed with the transport. He's also recently screwed with the currency. Okay, I need a way in that doesn't. Well, anyway. Like, here's the thing, the Brotherhood has to at least be aware of what the Fry Twins are doing. I mean, whether directly, oh, bunch of major Templars are now dying, and or loosely with, hey, by the way, no medicine, no transport, the dollars, the value of the pound's been absolutely wrecked. Okay. Nothing new. Nothing really new in my personal life. Along the lines of previous conversational topics. I mean, other than I really have no idea of the relationship status of that one person. Like, sometimes it seems
Maybe you'll change.
that. Oh, I remember here. That they are in relationship. Other times it does not seem clear. I know what I'm hoping. I know what is realistic. I know that,
Mr. Fry.
I am fully aware that doesn't that if things did turn out to be in a state that's beneficial for me, that I will never be acting on it because I have a number of issues.
That's the last mistake you'll...
I think I'm gonna head down to see if the stuff I've ordered in has arrived in a couple of days. And also I do need to get myself a couple of like paints and stuff that I've been missing out on.
I'll crush...
Basically stemming from the fact that
You knew he had that, didn't you? All right. Deal. I'll teach you.
I assume this area has something to do with the mission. The Charles Darwin mission. Yeah, so my Death Guard green, I obviously haven't used it in ages, but it basically became a sponge. More or less a sponge. It, regardless of what you would describe it as, it can no longer be classed as a paint. Which is a little bit of a pain considering, you know, my first Horus Heresy army, like first Holy Horus Heresy army, is, you know, Death Guard. I say that because I do have some knights for, well, some Chaos Knights for 40k, which obviously can be used as knights in 30k. Great thing about Knights and Titans, they can be used in both settings, more or less. So, yeah. And I know what I know most of what I want for expansion purposes. There are two major issues, though. Number one, I mean, Horatosi is known for, like, really only half the stuff being in stock at the time, which is a little bit of a pain, but I want to get some rapier batteries with quad launchers, because artillery. Death Guard with artillery? No. Secondary point with that is the entire thing of it being resin, which can cause issues, like may cause issues. But I would hope it would turn out okay. But yeah, again, not in stock, so can't even get. I mean, the plan will be for the second 1,000 point, so up to 2,000 points would be a so another, well, first off, push the 2 tactical squads out to get them to 20 20 Marines each. Go for another 20-man squad on top of that, in the exact same build as the current ones. Then go for a. Then go for a. Go for 2, 3 squad rapier batteries. Then, because I have the points, go for no, I don't think. I'm pretty sure it's not the Scarran. But it does have similarities to it. Well, it's a tiny. It's basically a one-man attack. Like it's basically a one-man tank. Has an autocannon, so it's not the strongest. Like, well, the base thing has an autocannon. You could, build it out with a neutron laser or whatever, but okay. Okay, that is odd. But yeah, you could go for like a neutron laser. You can go for a. Can't remember the other thing, but the entire point I'm making here is, it is a, like, I don't have any extra points to really go for it to build, like, improve it. But yeah, at least that's the plan at this point. Don't know if that'll be what I end up going with, because I do need to keep in mind that it is a. So the final, like, I have more. It's like 500 points worth that I'm not really sold on. Which is why I'm kind of dancing around the fact.
Come over here, and I'll sort your cheek out.
Like, for example, I could go... I think I'm just gonna wander through the Thames. Like, once that we've collected all the stuff except for the boxes and stuff, we're gonna just start going through the Thames, basically, so I can continue talking without having to swap one out. But yeah. But yeah, as I was saying, so this entire force, 3,000 point, like, plan will eventually be 3,000 points that can fit in the allied detachment, but this will eventually be the allied detachment to a eventual, you know, main detachment. Don't exactly know the full extent of how I'm going to do it yet, obviously, other than it will also be Death Guard. Like, sure, I could, for example, go for a... Like, I could go for a... So, I could go for a different legion for the main detachment. However, I mean, mainly lore reasons. And this is specifically Traitor. I do want to have the Primarch. Like, eventually for Loyalist, I am planning on going for an Ultramarines main with a Thousand Suns allied.
Yes, it's a corpse.
Things may eventually change, of course, but I don't think it will, all things considered. This has been something I have been thinking about for a while, and I've been putting myself to tears over, because Battle of Cowth. Shouldn't really say more than that. Yeah, I've been reading the No Fear the Battle of Cowth again.
Yeah, you'll end up behind bars in no time.
Great book. It is an amazing book. Oh, so gut-wrenching. I'm at the point where the fight back has been authorized. Well, technically just after that,
Back again, Jacob. Glad to see you.
technically just after the fight back's been authorized. But, yeah. Oh look, it's one of Starrick's ships. But, yeah. because I do enjoy pre-Heresy Death Guard. I do also enjoy post-Heresy Death Guard, but for entirely different reasons than I enjoy pre-Heresy Death Guard. But yeah, so obviously with an allied detachment you can only have one HQ choice, so going for a chaplain. Well, a legion, consul with the chaplain upgrade. Because most of the special, like, because base Legion so Legion Praetor is like a kind of like a chapter master, like captain slash chapter master. The base consul is basically a lieutenant, like a lieutenant. However, you can then give various upgrades to turn it into various different things, like Chief Apothecary, Chief Tech Marine, Chaplain, Librarian, etc., etc., etc. Because basically the only reason I like the Chief Apothecary slash Tech Marine instead of, you know, the basic, it's because they have their own unit. Well, technically it's a you pick the you take a Legion Apothecary or Tech Marine detachment, and it's like you can only have one of them, but it's like between 1 and 9 or 10 Apothecaries or Tech Marines, depending on what you go for, and you'd split that between your units. Obviously paying points for each model. But yeah. But yeah, so chaplain, leader, and I believe the way retinue. So retinue, if you take something as a retinue, if specifically as a retinue, as opposed to the it's kind of like picking something as a specific dedicated transport for something. You obviously have to pay the points for it. It just doesn't cost the it doesn't take up the slot. At least I believe that's the way it works, which I will double check that at some point. So basically have a Legion command squad to act as the chaplain's bodyguard. So Legion command squad made up of a bunch of great fighters, like shoot. And new Legion command squad models have been released. They were on pre-order. Now for a while now they are on they're not pre-order anymore. The thing is, obviously I had to order the Death Guard, the specific Death Guard Legion stuff anyway. In relation to specific helmet and shoulder pads. Basically, in my opinion, the Mark 6 helmet looks goofy, so going for the specific Death Guard helmet, but I went for the Mark 6 armor, it makes sense. Makes logical sense. Well, it makes sense. A, specific Death Guard. B, traitor. So they would have definitely better access to their stuff, Legion specific stuff. And the actual specific well, ultimately just I prefer the look of it, which is all that's important really. Like the only ones I'd probably give the actual Corvid pattern helms to, either the Raven Guard, because, well, I mean Raven Guard, and maybe the Night Lords, but even then, like, there's also the chance to just go for like Mark 3 or Mark 4 armor anyway. And I remember this place as well. But yeah. I went for Kratos. Gave him Kratos battle cannon. Well, the Kratos the actual Kratos weapon. I am paying for the upgrade points for the flashburn shells, so for the proper anti-vehicle. Sure, I could have went for the melter. Probably should have went for the melter, but I made the decision when I was a little less understanding of how it worked. So honestly my own fault, but and eventually I will go for a second Kratos. I mean, eventually I will go for a second Kratos, and obviously I'd want to keep it the same, so I should go for a thing, because like honestly trying to swap it out between a battle cannon and a trying to swap it out between a battle cannon and a melter is going to be a lot of work that I really don't want to do.
All the merrier, I do declare.
Yeah. And the thing with the autocannon is it is more versatile. I can go for a more anti-infantry with, I believe it's the HE shell. The AP shell for lesser anti-vehicle, but honestly probably just gonna need the flash burn whenever I need to utilize it for whenever I need to utilize anti-vehicle capability. Whenever I need to use it for anti-vehicle capability, yeah.
This is your last bout!
Now, obviously I could go, you know, there is some stuff I could go here and there to try to figure out, but yeah, it's obviously covered in las cannons, and I've given it I'll be paying for the multi-melter upgrade. Well, obviously, just the actual multi-melter comes in the actual box, and when I say paying for the upgrade, I mean paying the extra like 20 points for the multi-melter. Sorry. But yeah, a multi-melter and 4 las cannons should be able to deal with most vehicles anyway. But I obviously heavy going for the last cannons. Eventually, when I get the... So here's the thing. I am fully aware that with my plans for the army, anti-vehicle capability is gonna be iffy. Kratos battle cannon, like a Kratos should be able to deal with most vehicles. It's just for like most vehicles should only survive 1 or 2 turns under the gaze of Kratos. Get the Brooks training so they're now level 9, just make them even better. Upgrade the Rook's carriage. And when I get another 6,000 I can summon a bunch of Rooks at will. I wonder if I did shoot the shopkeeper, what would happen? Yeah. I mean, eventually, like, because of points values, a third of the army will be, well, just under a third of the army will be into Kratos's. Kratai. Which which is some heavy anti-vehicle. Some lesser anti-vehicle would be in the form of in the form of the artillery units I mentioned earlier. Obviously, basic setup is with frag shells. Will upgrade so they can take the Sunder shells, or the Shadow shells, or whatever the name of the shell is. That is the anti-vehicle one. I am also tempted to take the anti-infantry, the incendiary shell, as another upgrade. Basically, give the incendiary for anti-infantry, obviously the Thunder for anti-vehicle, which would then mean like half of my army would be able to take on vehicles relatively well. And then an option for what I could do is take a Land Raider as a Land Raider produce carrier as a dedicated transport for the as a dedicated transport for the command squad, which then would be another set of las cannons. Then also, I mean, that is an option. But I do want to go for more of go. I do want to go for more of a focus on the infantry side of things with Death Guard. While they did have a considerable, while they did have a vehicle corps, they did try to focus more on having infantry, like, because Mortarion was a big believer in the idea that a properly trained and equipped warrior can take on any challenge. But he was pragmatic, so he didn't just go, oh yeah, no vehicles, because, yeah. So, yeah. But regardless, I want to thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. And I shall see you all next time, where we will continue harvesting the resources we can from London. Goodbye.